Welcome to another edition of Seattlemariners Organizational Report with Coach Mike Jones, a coach for the most, coming at you from coast to coast, live here in Puyallup, Washington. Yeah, and I've been getting good responses all over the world. Mariners fans say keep them coming, and here you go. Here's episode 3 on April 13th, 2022. And some people would like to know a little bit more about me. You can check me out if you Google Rootsports, Coach Mike Jones with Angiementink. I got 2 interviews on Rootsports with Angiementink. They're in Seattle, and then also got 1 interview with Jen Mueller in Seattle on Rootsports. And also it was pleasured and honored to have Angiementink in my NGW Greenroom, and her and I were celebrities on the Pat O'Day Celebrity Golf Tournament a few years back. And we sure do miss Pat, and we hope maybe someday Jerry O'Day and myself can get another Pat O'Day Celebrity Classic going up there in Friday Harbor. But anyway, let's get to it. All right, yesterday, Modesto was 2-2. They killed the Stockton Ports, who are 0-4 now. Modesto had 16 runs, 15 hits, and 3 errors. Stockton had 5 runs, 4 hits, and 3 errors. And Nate Gabritos won that game. He's 1-0 with no ERA. And Zhuang lost the game for the Ports. He's 0-1 with a 13.50. And Clace, man, he's still setting it on fire down there in Modesto. He went 3 for 5 with 2 runs, his first home run, 2 stolen bases, and he's now batting .438 down there. So we're really happy for that. Rob Perez did good also. He went 2 for 5 with 2 runs, 3 RBIs, and his first homer. And then Brett Rodriguez also was notable. He went 3 for 5 with 4 runs, 2 RBIs, and his first homer. And Harry Ford's still struggling a bit. He was 0 for 4. He had an RBI and 2 walks, though, so that's at least good. Hopefully he's going to get going here soon. I'm sure he will. And then in pitching, Garrett Boats had 2 innings with no hits, no runs, and 3 Ks to get the win. Jordan Jackson also had a hold with 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, and 3 strikeouts. Juan Burgos had 2 innings, a hit, no runs, and 5 strikeouts. Now on to Everett. Everett's 2-4 now. We went to the Hillsboro Hops and lost that game. We had 3 runs, 12 hits, and 5 errors. The Hops had 4 runs, 7 hits, and an error. That was a close game. The Hops are now 1-3. And today's starters for Everett is Elliott with no decisions and no ERA yet. Goes against the Hops' Carver, same thing, no decisions and no ERA yet. And then last night, Rice won the game for the Hops. He's 1-0 now. And Bayless got the loss. He's 0-1. Notable performances on offense were Spencer Picard was 2 for 5 with the run. And Keenan had 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a double. Also, Gomez, 3 for 4 with a run, an RBI, a double, and his first home run. And on defense, one thing to take note, Novelli Marte had 2 of those 5 errors, and they keep him at shortstop. And, there's talk about putting him at third base by the time he gets to the Mariners. And, man, he had 40 errors last year, so I'm hoping he can get polished. Of course, he's only in high A right now. He's got a long ways to go. I'm pretty sure most people don't know that. They just know how good he is on offense. He does shine at the plate, But we hope he can get better in the field there. And notable pitching performances for Everett. Winslow with 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs, and 5 strikeouts. And Hill had 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, and 4 Ks. And then on to Arkansas Travelers. So Springfield is in Arkansas, and Springfield is 3-2, beat us, and the Travelers are 2-3 now. But Springfield had 6 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors. The Travelers only had 3 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. And today, we got top prospect George Kirby on the mound in Arkansas. He's 0-0 with a 3.86 ERA. And countering with Springfield is they're bringing on Lund, who's 0-0 with a 6.23. And the notable performances for Arkansas was Caballero was 1 for 3 with a solo home run, and Joe Rizzo was 1 for 4 with his second home run, which was a solo home run. In pitching, Alford had 4 innings, two hits, no walks, and 7 strikeouts, so that was looking good. And over there in Tacoma, down in Albuquerque, we had Tacoma spoiled Albuquerque's opening day there. Tacoma's now 3-4. Albuquerque's only 1-6, so they're struggling. But man, this was a close game and a barn burner. We were down 8-1 at one point, and we came back. Tacoma had 10 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error, and Albuquerque 9 runs, 12 hits, and 2 errors. Today's starter for Tacoma and Albuquerque is to be determined. And Albuquerque is going with Overton, who's 0-1 with a 9-point ERA. And Penn Murphy got the win for Tacoma, his second win now. And Todd got the loss for Albuquerque. He's 0-1. Notable performances on offense was Donovan Walton. Went 2 for 3, 2 runs, an RBI, 3 walks, and a stolen base. He's lighting it up down there, and man, I hope he gets a chance. If some of these guys up in the majors don't pull their weight, there's no reason not to give Donovan a shot. Also, Mike Ford, went 2 for 4 with 2 runs, a RBI, and 2 walks. And also Zach Green, he's lighting it up down there, 3 for 5 with 3 doubles. He had 2 runs, 2 RBIs, and he's now batting .409 down there in Tacoma. And Haggerty is doing pretty good down there too. He went 2 for 4 with a run, an RBI, a walk, and a stolen base. And then Penn Murphy had 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, and a strikeout to win that game. Ian McKinney, the starter, though, he got rocked. In 3 2/3 innings, he had 8 runs, so we hope he rebounds. And then on to Seattle. Yesterday was a huge day in Seattle sports. We had Matt Brash making his major league debut in Chicago. And man, he shined bright. And, maybe he is going to be the second pitcher that's skipped AA and been able to shine in the Mariners. Because, man, he had Chicago White Sox. They were uncomfortable, and he did not stress out or, he shined all day with a solid performance. Let me see what he had there. Brash with 5 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, only walked 1 with 6 strikeouts. And he ended up losing the game because we didn't have any run support there. Well, it was a 1-run game. The M's did lose 3-2, and the Mariners had 2 runs, 7 hits, and 1 errors, and the White Sox had 3 runs, 6 hits, and 0 errors. The White Sox are now 3-1, and the Mariners are 2-3. We're hoping they pull it back together and get to 500 today. We got last year's Cy Young Award winner Robbie Ray on the mound. And that's looking good against Dallas Keuchel there in Chicago. And last night's notable performances for the Mariners, we had Winker did good again. He went 1 for 3 with an RBI. He had 2 walks. And he had that clutch hit in the 9th inning to score a run to keep us alive. And also Suarez, he came alive, 2 for 4 with his home run, his first home run there. And Kelnick was struggling at the plate still. He was 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. And man, I just, my opinion is there's no reason to allow anyone on your team to go for 4 strikeouts in a game except for your top stars. You should not be having Kelenic bat that 4th time when he already struck out 3 times. You should have at least, my opinion, had Julio pinch hit or someone else. And, I've been saying it for years, Scott, you need to play by the numbers. I would imagine there had been someone on the team better than Kelenic in that last spot. So he didn't, to avoid him having the golden sombrero. Even one of your pitchers. Come on now. Okay. So other than that, we're looking forward to today's game. Winker's sitting out today because Keiko's a left-handed pitcher. And let's see. Yep, today we ended up bringing out 7 guys under 200 with 2 guys under 100. So we're hoping that they can turn this around. I mean, one good thing, they got 7 hits yesterday. They brought their batting average up 6 points to 183. I think that's 29th in the league. Hoping and praying they get going. And thanks for tuning in, and go Mariners!